In today's Sharp Saturday video, we're going to talk about a way to make stuff sharp, really sharp, with no guesswork. We're going to take a close look at this Worksharp Professional Precision Adjust Elite Sharpening System. And I'm going to show you how to use this thing as we take this Glock field knife from Glock field knife edge to, by golly, yak shaving sharp. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me for what I hope is going to be a pretty fun, interesting video. So we're going to take a look at this Worksharp Professional Precision Adjust Elite. Take it out, get it set up, see how easy it is to use, and see if we can put a really keen edge on this Glock knife, because this has always been one of my favorite knives. But first, as usual, today's words of wisdom from the Bible, and today's wisdom is from the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 15. And this is in red in my Bible. And then he said, "Beware, guard against every kind of greed. Life is not measured by how much you own." That right there is just wisdom. And as always, a big thank you to my friends at XS Sights for sponsoring today's video. XS Sights make the only sights I will trust on any pistol I carry to protect myself and my family. I have XS sights on literally every single pistol I carry, and if I'm going to carry it. They are 100% made in the USA. They are made in Texas. They are the fastest sight in any light. Very, very well made. And honestly, I was an XS Sights customer for literally years before they became a sponsor. I'm really, really happy to have them as a sponsor, because they are truly a product that I trust and trust my life to. And if you go to their website, if there's somewhere on there that you might think it's beneficial to you, enter some kind of code in. If you put in SOP15 in that spot, you'll probably be glad you did. I'll leave it at that for the Google people. So anyway, thanks again to XS Sights for being a channel sponsor and sponsoring today's video. Now, let's talk about this here old sharpening system. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to, well, let me just show you real quick what's in it first. I'll try to do this reverse for the camera. So first of all, it's got two layers in this really nice case here, as you can see that, okay? The first layer has all these stones in it, and we go from, these are diamond stones to ceramic. It goes from 220 grit, 320, 400, 600, 800. It has a ceramic hone, 1200, 2000, 3000, and a strop. Also has a digital angle indicator. That's pretty cool. Some other parts in here we'll talk about as we put it together, and then the main guts of the system, the framework, is inside here. So let's unpack this thing. This is the top tray. It's got all the sharpening stones in it, a couple other accessories, and then in the bottom we have the tower. Start with the base. We have the clamp, and then there's a little sharpener for very, very small knives. We might get to looking at that today. I don't know. Get to looking at that. How you like them there, grammars? So these are the three main components that you're going to need. This one, and actually this is the this is the sharpening rod. So you take your base, face it towards yourself like I'm looking at you. It just goes in. Up here there are two screws. You go in here, thumb screws. Just put those in like so. Then you want to put your clamp in. You notice there's a notch on top here, and there's a little notch up here, so just push it straight in like that, and it snaps in. Snaps in good. If you want to release it out, there's a red lever here on the side. You just push that lever, it pulls it right out. You're also going to need to push that lever when you rotate it to do the other side of your knife. We'll take a look at that in a minute. And then your sharpening rod has one end that is threaded. It screws in right here like so. And then whichever stone you're going to use is going to go on here. Since we're going to reprofile this blade, we're going to start with the coarsest one, the 220 grit, and this is magnetic, and there's a couple little tabs here and little holes in the stone, so you just put it on there. There you go. So that is exactly how easy it is to set this thing up. Now, if you want to get it right for your blade, here's what we're going to do. So here's why I say a few things I think that really made this thing almost like so well thought out. This thing's kind of in the way when you're trying to do something. Bring it right up here, nice little slot for it. It's just, wow, just very, very, very well thought out. So this thing is reasonably sharp. Let's just see how sharp it actually is. Oh, we can cut a piece of paper with it. So sort of sharp, but it's kind of rough. And what it's not redneck sharp. Nowhere on it is redneck sharp. So we're going to really profile this thing and see if we can get it like super, super sharp. So now you don't have to. You can do this with a clamp out of the base. I like to just put it in. So you're going to want to put it where the handle is pointing. If you're facing it, it's pointing to the right. Up inside here, there's a little V notch that it just keeps it good and solid. Squeeze the clamp, put them on the blade. This has got a little bit of a back cut on the blade, kind of screws it up a little bit, but I think it's going to be okay. Hopefully, we'll see. Endeavor to persevere. So you let go of it. Now you can tighten it up, and it even tells you on here how to screw it. So, and bear in mind, I'm doing all this stuff backwards from what you would be doing, because you probably most likely would be having it on your facing you. Let's have a look at this thing. Looks like it's pretty centered to me. So now we're going to set the angle. So typically on an outdoor knife, between 22 to 27, we'll call it 25 is a center mark. It's kind of a good target. We're going to see what this one is now. The old school way, take a Sharpie and just mark the blade, the edge part that you're going to sharpen, color the entire edge so that there's no metal showing. Let's see what is at right now. And this thing has some adjustments on it, so you can screw these up and down. Right now, as you see, it's just a little over 20, but we can get it more exact by using the digital guide. First thing you want to do is lay it on the surface you're on, just in case you're a little off. Push the power button. Now push 0. Hold 0 down now. Okay, so now it's 0. If we're a little off level here, it should be fine. Now you can put it right up here on the rod. So this we're at 19. So that seems like that's pretty shallow to me for an outdoor knife. So we're going to raise it up. We'll raise it up to like 22. Now we're just going to do a couple of passes over it and see what happens. See where we're at as far as the Sharpie goes. And I'm going to do the same number every time, but we're going to. So right now I'm looking at this. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm just going to explain it to you. So that just took Sharpie off on the bottom, on the edge, not the top where the blade is. So that means that it's steeper right now than the edge is. So than the existing edge. So which means that we need a lower angle. So we're going to take it down to well, it doesn't have to be exact for me. So I'm going to take it down to like 20. Just above 20 and see what happens. See if we get the rest of that Sharpie off. Still a little Sharpie on the sharpness. We're going to take it down a little more. And it's just so easy to do that with this. The goal is to get all that Sharpie off. And now I believe we're about where it needs to be. So we're close to 20, maybe 21. So that's on the sharp edge of a field knife, really. But I don't have a problem with sharp edges. So I think that's a good thing. So we're going to call it, let's just for kicks and see what it actually is. So it's 1950, so it's right at 20, 1950 or 20. So we're going to put the power off on that thing. So now, we've already done it, say, 4 or 5 times here. We're going to count 10 times and back, and we'll feel for a burr. You just want to go across the whole thing. No pressure. Let the stone do the work all the way to the end, and just back and forth, keeping it flat, nice and easy. What you're trying to do, like always, is find a burr on the other side. So we're not there yet, and it'll probably take a minute just because we're starting to get there because we're reprofiling this. But I know It seemed like it's taking a little while, but we're reprofiling the blade. If you want to start fresh and get it really, really sharp where you can keep it sharp, sometimes you got to take a little bit of time. So we've got a little bit of I'm detecting a burr on the whole thing now. It's bigger up here, but maybe a little bit more down here. But I'm going to go across the whole blade, even though I really only don't feel a burr down here because I want to try to make it as even as possible. Okay, so now we have to flip it over. You'll notice the knife hits because it's such a long blade. You get two options to do that. You can either push it towards the edge of the table and do it like that. You can just tilt it back and do that. Or they thought about that. You just pop that up right there, right where your hand's going to be. Anyway, we'll start on this side now. I did not count those strokes, but I think I went back and forth at least 20 times, so we're just going to do that until we get a burr on the other side now. Let me go ahead and black this off and make sure we're getting the same results. We just removed a pretty good bit of metal with that. It's pretty broad, pretty coarse. So we got little notches here. We're gonna take it off, and I'm gonna go ahead and go through every stone in here just to give it the absolute the best edge possible. And then what I'll do is I'll just kind of keep an elapsed time and let you know at the end. So we went to the 320. We're just going to get busy with it, keep doing the same thing, back and forth till you get a little burr. And then now I'm gonna start counting. And just to be clear, the first one, if you read profile, is really the most important one. At least it's the one you spend the most time on because you got to really make sure you get that edge down. So got a little burr here on top. I'm gonna go until we get a burr on the bottom and flip it over. And, just keep doing that over and over through every single stone. You gotta watch it. Oops. Okay, so repaired. That's something you gotta be careful of. Now, to be fair, probably because I'm trying to do this from behind, I was reaching around the blade a lot. That probably had something to do with it, but you won't be doing that. But anyway, now we're at 400. Oh, and by the way, these stones are clearly marked as to what the grit is. So keep on going. Now we're up to the ceramic hone. From this point forward, we're polishing this blade to get it as sharp as possible. So let's do that. Nice and easy. All right. And the final touch with 3000 grit. We're going to take it nice and easy with this one. Just go over like 2 complete passes on each side. Now, we're going to strop, and a little bit of stropping compound they give you. So this is green stropping compound. I'm going to smear some of that on there like a crayon. Now, I didn't see any specific instructions about this, but when I'm stropping, I'm not going to cut into the leather. I'm only going to go away. So this time, we're not going to go back and forth. We're just going to go all the way around the blade a couple times, away from the edge. I'm lifting it up every time when I come back. And notice when I'm stropping, I'm not just going straight down and lifting up. As I'm pushing down, I'm also moving sideways, so we're not kind of overlapping. It's not just creating a little groove in there. So let's test it out now. I mean, it feels really, really sharp. But you know we're all about the science here. So we got to do the redneck sharp test. So let's just see. This is a moment of truth to me because it feels pretty sharp. But let's just see what happens. Did you look at all that horror there? And why not? Just for kicks. Let's see what it does with the pair. I'm just gonna hold it with my fingertips, see what happens. Oh my gosh, it just falls through. This sucker's sharp, man. The flu gets a Chuck Norris shot every year. Okay, well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this could possibly be the sharpest Glock field knife in the world right now. If not the sharpest, certainly it's right up there in the top, very, very small percentile. It just, man, took it from a reasonably decent, okay, you know, good enough edge for doing rough stuff, but not really good, to, man, yak shaving sharp. And I'll put the elapsed time in the video here because I'll have to figure that out when I do the editing. But the Worksharp Professional Precision Adjust Elite Sharpener, man, it really does take the guesswork out of getting stuff really precision sharp, putting precision edges on stuff. So it's just so intuitive. The design is intuitive. Something I forgot to show you when I was tilting this thing back to flip this over. They thought about that. You just pop that up right there, right where your hand's going to be. They really thought this thing out. Everything about it is just very well designed. They got it right. That's all I can say. Every little they tweaked every little thing that needed to be tweaked. I can't think of anything. I can't really think of any improvements. The only thing I might say is, you know, they put these bands on here to keep you from going too far, right? But what happens is, if you get a little too rough, that thing it'll move. And sometimes you saw I was actually coming off the edge. So maybe double those up. It might be just a little more security there would be okay. But that's really like straining gnats. Anyway, that's it. Thanks again to the folks at Workshop for sending me this so I could test it out and show it to you and really make stuff sharp for Sharp Saturday. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared and keep it sharp. I'll see you next time.